Okay, thank you. For the next material is touch. Touch is an effective means to communicate many of our emotions. The meaning of touch is not as clear and rich as that of facial expressions. Planell 1998 said that touch cannot characterize this great emotion unambiguously. Therefore, it is reasonable to consider these resources as continuous expressions of the underlying dimension of emotion, such as activations, for example, the arousal level, and valence, for example, positive and negative. Based on Burgeon 1996, there are five dimensions of touch, which include intensity, duration, the touch body part, the touching body part, and the frequency of contact. Contact part produces the semiotic resources of body distance and reciprocity. In contact part, there are body distance. Body distance indicates emotional or social distance. Next, there are reciprocal and non-reciprocal. Non-reciprocal means negative emotions such as slapping and punching, while positive emotions tend to be reciprocal, such as kissing, embracing, and handshake. Then there are reciprocity. Reciprocity refers to whether the same body parts of the agent, the person doing the touching, and the passion that the person being touched are used. Okay, next, for the factor of movement. Movement towards the agent which draw each other closer typically encode positive emotions such as love and friendliness. For example, hugging. While movement towards the passion which push each other away usually encode negative emotion such as anger and hatred. For example, punching. Next, there are zero. Zero here means some touches, such as kissing and stroking, do not have a clear factor and are coded zero. Next is velocity and strange encode the activation of emotion. Strange also encodes the intensity of emotions, as does the duration of the movement. For a specific touch, for example, hugging, they're more strange which is used and the longer it lasts, the more intense the emotion is. It should be noted that these dimensions do not stand alone, rather, they are always instantiated stimulationlessly in a meaning making. For example, slapping includes the combination of hand and face, or entailing distance and reciprocity plus factor towards passion plus velocity high plus strange high. The meaning resources in these choices configure to signify a negative high activation emotion like anger. It should also be pointed out that these dimensions are not accurate signifiers of valence or activations of emotion in many cases. For example, an angry person may draw the offender towards him or her by grabbing the collar, in which factor towards agent encodes negative emotion. Next point is body orientation. According to Hall in 1959, body orientation is an important resource for the communication of emotion, as well as attitude, identity, and other dimensions of a social being, and it refers to the aspect of a posture that concern the horizontal and vertical orientations of the body. Mehrabian 1981 also proposes two dimension of body orientation which communicate meaning. Uh, Immediacy, for example, social distance, affection, and relaxation. The meaning of body orientation is analyzed in terms of horizontal and vertical variables. Martinez's 2001 classification of activity based or active or reactive and value based, positive or negative emotion is adopted. First, the vertical orientation. The vertical orientation includes a value based emotion of unhappiness. Upright body orientation often indicates happiness, confidence, and other positive emotion, or while downward body orientation indicates sadness, guilt, and other negative emotions. For example, the metaphorical expression of cheer up or I'm feeling down and so on are based on our embodied experience of posture. Next is horizontal orientation. Horizontal orientation encodes activity based emotion of anger and fear. However, unlike the case of vertical axis, the emotive meaning of body orientation on horizontal axis is not clear. There are backward body orientation. Backward body orientation normally indicates a dislike, disagreement, or other negative feelings. While the forward body orientation may indicate either the negative emotion or of anger or the positive emotion of affection. Therefore, it is important to take into consideration both the context and the other emotional resources, as is demonstrated in the analytic of the comics in sections. I think that's all for me. Thank you so much.